being a premium coach has fucking nothing to do with that. Only has to do with what is your belief in yourself? How much do you love yourself? And like, no matter what the circumstances are,
Oh,
the
yeah.
circumstances don't define you. And are you willing to keep going even if it's not what you want it to be yet?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Client Spotlight series. I have one of my amazing clients from Magnetize and Monetize Mastermind and now in Momentum Mastermind, Charmaine, who is going to share with you how she went from selling $297 offers to $5,000 offers and actually now $6,500 for her one-on-one as a sugar cravings coach, and she's been creating $10,000 in 1 month as a sugar cravings coach. So Charmaine, welcome. How are you? Introduce yourself to people.
Oh my gosh, thank you, Juliana. I always love coming here. It's always such an honor. But my name is Charmaine. I'm a sugar cravings coach, and I help ambitious women have more energy, feel more productive, and also have emotional well-being without resorting to sugar and carbs.
So good. Literally, I needed you 5 years ago so much. Like, it would have helped me so much faster than all the suffering. Okay, so I really wanted to bring you on here again because there are a lot of people out there who might be considering joining Magnetize and Monetize, or even if they're not, they think that only business coaches can make a lot of money, can make five-figure months, can sell premium offers. And you are the living and breathing example that you don't need to be a business coach. And so I want to talk to you about it, and I want to share with them what you did in order to really raise your belief, what the heck you did in order to raise your prices. And also I want to take them behind the scenes around inside of the mastermind. So we're going to talk about what your experience was, what you got other than making a lot of money, right? Making, like, attracting premium clients, how else you elevated, because I can see in Momentum you're doing so amazing. So let's get started by talking about where were you at before you joined Magnetize and Monetize so people can understand a little bit.
Okay, man. So it's so fun talking about this because it's actually like basically my 1 year anniversary from working with you because I joined Magnetize last
Yes.
February. So it's like a 1 year anniversary.
Oh
So
my
I'm just
gosh.
like amazed seeing the shifts in the year. But basically, I just remembered when I started working with you, I had like a monthly group program at 297 bucks a month, and and like no one was buying. So you really know it's not the price, but no one was buying, and it just hated it. Like I felt terrible about myself. I didn't like my coaching, my program, and it was just such a negative space.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we were working together, you're really the first one. I think when you told me on our first strategy call, you told me right away, get rid of the program
Yep.
and just like have the premium offer and raise your prices. And you're like the first one who helped me step into, oh, I can raise my price. Like it's worth that much. Because I think when I priced so low, I was in the space of, it's not worth anything. It's just whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was overworking, over delivering for such a low
Right.
price. So it's kind of like you helped me believe in myself. Like like my coaching's worth at least like, at least
Yeah.
$4,000. That was like my price when we worked together in the beginning. So you helped me believe in myself in that way. But it was a journey though. I mean, in Magnetize, it was a lot of working through self-belief, even if there are a lot of no's on consults. So
Right.
I felt like Magnetize was my foundation just to
Yep.
believing in myself.
Yeah.
And once I got that down, then momentum was where I got momentum. And then I started making sales, and then I started learning how to get my marketing more clear. So that was like my journey
Yeah.
in a nutshell.
So good. So good. Okay. And so what do you think that makes Magnetize and Monetize a place where you can elevate your belief to that level? From like 297, I don't think anything's worth it, to 4,000. Now you charge 6,500 for your one-on-one. I mean, that is like 20x. I don't even know how much x that is, right? So
Right.
what do you think, what happens inside the container that makes it so, that makes people just elevate to a whole other world?
Well, man, the quality of coaches and your coaching, first of all, and the quality of coaches in the container is just what
Mm.
really helps expose your limiting beliefs about yourself. Because I've been in other business coaching programs. Like I was in one before I signed up with you. And the thing that I realized that I think didn't really help elevate me was I was surrounded by people who were all like stuck in their limiting beliefs. Like they're all kind of like, it had just this energy of like, I can't do it and this is so hard. And I was the top earner, quote unquote, in that program. Like I'd sell like, I don't know, maybe something for I'd sell one thing for a few thousand or whatever, and then people be like, "Wow, Charmaine, you're so amazing!" Like I was like the top person there, and then
Yeah.
like everyone just was in that energy of like, "This is so hard." So when I went to your container, everyone around me was just they had so much confidence. Like a lot of people had belief in their offer, like selling for like tens of thousands already, and I was just like, "Wow!" Like I want to be in so much belief in myself. I want to learn how to do that, and being surrounded by that energy constantly helps you like just be inspired to be in that energy too.
Yeah.
And I will be honest, like in the beginning you're kind of you want to be competitive, you want to compare, and you're just kind of like, oh,
Right.
I don't know if I'm good enough, like I
Right.
don't deserve to be here, like you'll want to compare. But then I realized that in itself was already limiting me, and so I wanted to prove like I you know what, I belong here, like
Hmm.
I want to learn how to then I started just like studying from everyone around me and like
Right.
studying from you and just be like, you know what, like I want to believe that I can have what they have, like they're proof for me,
Yeah.
and I don't want to be held down by my own belief.
So good. And I love that you came to this topic of belonging because that's another thing that I want to speak to. The you didn't even think that you belonged in momentum, right? Like I remember
Hmm.
vividly our call, and I've talked about this call in so many ways. But for those of you who don't know, once Magnetize ended, I invited certain number of people to come to Momentum, and Charmaine wanted to be in there, but she didn't feel like she belonged. She felt like she wasn't ahead enough, and she didn't feel like she belonged. And so I want to talk about that, Charmaine, because so many of us feel sometimes when we want to enter containers that want to that we feel like will up level us, there's this like trigger of like, am I good enough? Like, am I ready? Can I do this right now? Maybe I should wait until I'm a little bit more ready. And that is also something that shows up for people when they are in exploring joining Magnetize.
Hmm.
So tell us a little bit about your process in being in this container, but then not feeling like you belong to Momentum. Like, what was that experience for you? And did you feel that way when you first joined Magnetize?
Well, when I joined Magnesize, I didn't feel that way because I guess like I knew other coaches. Like I was inspired to join from another coach, so I guess I was kind of like, oh, we're like in this together kind of
Uh
thing. Like we're all
huh.
starting out, so I didn't really feel that way with Magnetize. But I think why with Momentum it was different was first of all, your Momentum was the highest investment I've ever made in any
Yes,
like coaching
that's true.
program. Like in a full like pay in full, like that was a lot of drama for me.
Yeah.
And I had to pull for my retirement, and there was like a whole lot of drama, and
Yeah.
so I was like, oh my gosh. But I think that that was one thing I had to really stretch myself to
Right.
believe like, am I gonna make this investment back, like you know, can I do
Right.
this, am I even worthy of it? Because you had mentioned momentum during Magnetize, and you had mentioned people who are making like, you know, six figures and stuff, and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not there yet, like
Yeah.
maybe it's not for me. Maybe it's for like CEOs, not really like
What do
solopreneurs.
you
And
think you were?
oh yeah, I know it's like crazy. It's just like,
I
oh,
love
I'm
you.
not a CEO. I'm just like a solopreneur. So I guess I thought it wasn't for
Right.
me. Um, but but I love that the investment was premium because it helped me access that premium version of me that I didn't realize was there. Like I had to get to a whole different level of belief and trust in myself that I never had really, like I never made that investment. So I was just like, oh my gosh. And then and then when I was in momentum, I was just kind of like, instead of thinking so much of like, oh, I have to make the investment back, I was like, you know
Yeah.
what, like it helped me believe like I can make this back, like I will find a way. Like I had to learn how to change that thinking, but you
Right.
only helped me think about it because inspired me to join and
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so good. So, what was that premium version of you? Tell us what it feels like to be the premium version of you now versus the non-premium version of you when you did not believe in yourself. Like, because there will be people right now who are like in that feeling of like, I don't know if I can make my investment back. What if I shouldn't do it? Maybe it's too advanced for me. All of that,
Mhm.
and they just get to step into their premium identity. And so, tell me for you, what did it feel like to step into that, and what did you have to coach yourself through, and what does it feel like now?
Oh man, that's such a good question. Well, the first thing I had to realize is that a premium coach isn't defined by how much you make. It's
Mm.
not defined by your niche.
Yes.
It's not defined by how many no's you get in consults. It's not defined by your program. Oh my God. I feel like what the heck? I didn't know I was gonna. That's so weird. Okay, but I didn't. That's
Let
so
it
weird.
all
But
out.
it's when I realized that it's not defined by all those things, but it's only defined by just like what you choose to believe in yourself. And for so long, I put all my worth on what it was making and like my clients' results. I made all that mean that I'm worthy, and I didn't even realize that all that lack was just coming because I didn't believe in me.
Right.
Um, so being a premium coach has fucking nothing to do with that. It only has to do with like what is your belief in yourself? How much do you love yourself?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm.
like no matter what the circumstances are,
Oh
the
yeah.
circumstances don't define you. And are you willing to keep going even if it's not what you want it to be yet?
So real.
Sorry.
Why?
Like I didn't even realize like but I think I just had this level of self-love for myself that I never had before because a year ago I just hated myself so much. Like just hated my coaching, hated my program, just so much resentment. But
Mm.
now it's actually in a place where I'm starting to feel like my business is fun and I'm loving my coaching. Like I never thought like I would always hate all the fuckers that were like, "Oh, have fun in your business." I like hated that shit. I'm like, "No, business is not fun. Shut the fuck up." Like I hated that. But now for the first time I'm like, "Oh my God, it really can be fun because I love myself now and I think about myself on a higher level." And you had a coaching call in Momentum that changed my life where you're like you have to up level your self concept, like you have to expand your self concept and elevate your self concept. And when you said that, I was like, damn, like that is it. Like that was worth all the fucking money I invested in this program. Like I have to elevate my self concept. So I'm stepping into that version of me now, and I actually like love my program, my clients so much more than and myself so much more than I ever did before. So thank you. Oh man.
Oh
So
my God.
you're the only coach that can make me cry. I don't know why.
Oh my God, Charmaine, there's nothing more important than that for me. And it's super fascinating because every person that I have been interviewing, the last many interviews, they've all said the same thing.
Mm,
I love
that's crazy.
myself to the exclusive, like out of my achievements. I love
Mhm,
myself outside of the money that I'm making. And I am making the money, but I love myself outside of that.
mhm,
And that is the greatest gift that I could ever want anyone to walk away with from joining Magnetize and Monetize or Momentum, because it's everything. It's us before anything else, right? And that's what makes people want to work with you. That's what, like, that everything else comes once you have that on in place. Nothing will
mhm.
shake you, nothing will have you crumble. It's like you got your back. And so this is just the most like luxurious moment I can have, just sitting here listening to you say that, because it's such a dream come true for me to be able to guide you and clients to this point where that took me fucking 6 years to
Mm,
get to this realization, and you guys are getting it in like 3 months, and like really not just getting it logically but embodied, which is the hard part. Right? Or not the
right.
hard part, but like it takes a lot of coaching and a lot of practice to really love yourself. It's easy to read it on Instagram, it's easy to read it on, like, it logically, we all know you got to be nice to yourself, you got to love yourself, but until we actually feel it, it's a whole other world that we start living in. And so
Right. Right. I wasn't getting it on that embodied level. Like I never truly got it until I joined Magnetize and Momentum.
yeah.
So thank you for helping me
Oh, thank
learn how
you.
to do that. I'm like, oh wow, this is awesome. Like this feels so much better than, presenting myself all day. So and it's
Oh,
worth everything because now my coaching's better and now I feel like I'm really in this energy of just wanting to do so much for my business and it's just, I just have so much of a different energy now than before.
okay. And so tell us, last point that I want to touch on is I want to talk about your coaching. You just posted yesterday in the Momentum Mastermind that you were celebrating not a launch win, not a money win, but you were celebrating that you felt so good coaching your clients.
Mhm.
So tell us a little bit about that your coaching, why is that important? How has that helped you, and where did it come from? Why do you feel like your coaching got better?
Well, I think just from first of all stepping into like really truly loving myself, like you say in the one of the magnetize modules about like having belief in yourself and your program and your clients, and I hadn't belief in none of those things. I hated all of it when I started, but I think when I really stepped into just that belief in myself and then believing in my clients, like getting out of thinking so much about me and what I needed, because I was using my clients so much to validate me and how I feel
Right.
about
I
myself.
remember.
Yeah. So once I released all of that, and then I just stepped into, and I also kept trying to be like other coaches.
Right.
I want to be like you, and I want to be like just everybody. I kept trying to copy everybody, everything. But once I stepped into, you know what? Like I'm my own unique coach. Like I am like already enough. Like I am
Yep.
like a badass where I am. Like I know
Yeah.
what to do. Like
Yes.
that helped me get in that energy of like I am good at what I do. And then I don't know what happened. I was just on this coaching call with my clients yesterday and I was just in this flow and I was just having so much fun and I was like cracking jokes and I was like saying hard things to the clients that didn't used to say because I'd be like, oh, people pleasing and whatnot.
Right.
Right. But then I just said like what they needed to hear without feeling any like guilt or regret. And then at the end they're like, "Thank you, Charmaine. That was a great call." And I just and it just came from feeling like a lot of fun
Oh my
and
God.
joy.
So good. Oh, yeah. And I love that then you know how to deliver coaching that the client needs without feeling guilt. That's
Hmm.
something that everybody who joins will need to be prepared to receive from me.
Yeah. Yeah, and because of your coaching, when you coached me hard, because God, y'all, like Juliana will coach you, like she'll say what you need to hear, and I'm glad she did because if she didn't, like I wouldn't have been able to step into this premium version myself. And then now I'm able to do that with my clients to help them
Right.
get out of their limiting beliefs. But yeah, I was glad you gave me that example and seeing how you deliver premium coaching helped me, and I appreciate that. And even
Oh.
though it's not always what you want to hear, but that's what you need to change.
Right. Exactly. So good. Oh my God. Okay. Well, is there anything? This was so good. This is amazing. I want to know, is there anything else that you would say to a little Charmaine out there who might be watching this? Charmaine from back in the day, from a year ago. What would you say to her if she was feeling a little? I mean, you joined like 2 days after you came across my one of my videos or something. So I don't think you had any doubt really.
Oh, no.
You went for it. You're very decisive. So, what would you say to somebody who maybe is a little bit less decisive and is in a point where they're like, should I? What would you say?
I would just say, like, why, like, basically, like, what's in the way of you believing in yourself? And I would just really, I don't know, just like bet on yourself. Like so many of
Mhm.
us are focused on why we can't make it, and we just stay in that limitation.
Yes.
Like it's just like focus more on what you can. Like really focus more on what's possible for you. Like
So
don't stay stuck in the can't, because that doesn't produce shit. So like, or it just produces more of the same, which is kind of worse than shit. So just like just just like be willing to believe, like really get in the habit of actually believing, like embodying the belief in yourself,
mm,
not just thinking it like, yeah, I believe, I did that, I wrote it in a journal, but like actually, but being someone who believes in yourself.
yes. Oh, so good, Charmaine. You are the best. I just love you so much. I'm honored to be your guide in this journey of entrepreneurship. For as long as you will have me, I will be there and will be supporting you. And it's just such an honor to be in your corner and see your growth. Like, it's just, I wish that you could feel what it feels like. I'm sure you feel it with your clients, but when they just go from like not believing they can stop the cravings to like now being in full control. Like, what is better than that? Just like this joy of, I got you, and I'm so proud of you, and I believe in you so much. And so, thank you so much for being here and being an example for everybody of what's possible.
Oh, thank you so much, Juliana. And everyone, like, you just joined. Like, I promise you, if you were where I was, like, you, like, when you believe in yourself, anything's possible. So thank you so much, Juliana.
So, welcome. Such a good episode. I love you all, and go and apply right now. Mwah. Bye.